Hello, everyone. RPG Kingdom Kid here, back with some more Metaphor ReFantazio. In the previous video, we basically spent a lot of time. We raised up some of my virtues here. My tolerance went up, and my eloquence and imagination kind of went up a little bit too. Not by much, but my tolerance is now rank 2, which is pretty cool. But the majority of the previous part was basically ranking up. My follower Stroll is now at rank 3. Hulkenberg is 2. Brigitte is now rank 3. She might actually be at rank 4 if we can go talk to her right now. Which I think we might go do. I don't know, maybe it's actually more better if I raise up my virtues first. Before I actually raise my support stuff. Cause
it's time.
Announcement tomorrow, huh?
Say there.
But like I said, it might be better to actually raise my virtues first rather than raise up some supports, because it could be a whole, type thing where some of your followers won't go up. There's an interesting guess, but I don't think they're very much used to us. Where I could, where I need some stuff for them first before I can either start their followship or some such like that. So,
all right then.
Oh, there's actually more shops available at night. Let's see what those shops are like.
This is the pits. I just can't stop.
Yeah, speaking of shops, I should have actually bought some more items during Idol's Day, where you have the
What you need? Pardon?
discounts. Oi, might you be the Elda and ferryman at the abandoned mine?
Huh?
Oh, it's you. Just glad you're able to make the Grand Triad safe and sound. Took the words right out of my mouth. I don't know what about your circumstances were, but coming through that air wasn't a normal route by any means. No matter though, seems we both made. Grand Triad was in a bit of a rough state too, but things seem to be under control now. Let's say the night market here is incredible as always. I took a quick look-see at the stalls, and they've got the best of everything in the country. It doesn't seem like a bad idea to stock up here and visit some villages. I reckon I could help from that lot. I reckon I can get help from that lot from before. Now they've stopped with their thieving. Might have found myself a new vein here. Fast as that was. Looks like I'll be doing my business straight and respectable like from the time being. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, like I said, there's some shops here I'm kind of interested in. Like, what are you selling? Good man, you hungry at all? I'm proud of the food we sell. Our food should pick up where you're feeling off. Well, I'm still getting the hang of making all this, so truth be told, I haven't sold very much. But I figure I'll starve off your hunger at least. Was he an honest one? But it's true. Fine takes a lot of energy. It's probably wise to eat a good meal beforehand. Exactly, mate. Got to make sure you're not running about on an empty stomach. How about it? Gonna buy something? Well, you have some blue cheese, so I might as well. Said that he couldn't guarantee the taste, but maybe it'll improve your health a little. Right now you have 0. Sure.
Thanks.
Much obliged, my good man. Come back again anytime. Thanks for the blue cheese. What the fuck does that do?
What now?
What now? Restores 150 HP to one ally. That is actually pretty good. Restores 400 HP and cures burn for one ally. For 60 seconds, receives no damage from enemy ambushes or while traversing dungeons. All party members gradually recover MP while walking in dungeons for 60 seconds. Ooh. I've never had the ice chunk before. Oh, interesting. Increase magic by 1. Key to sync this warehouse that opens the door leading to altar chamber. Something I'm still curious about is I have yet to find a way to open up the old cells at the beginning of the first dungeon.
You You can trust in me.
Leave it to me.
Now let's go back to our regular stuff for now. I'll put on the Yasugami later. Now what do you sell?
Dear me.
My oh my, an Elda. And one with such beautiful eyes at that. Have my paintings caught your eye? If so, you better taste them my parents. Ha! But I do apologize. All the works here were commissioned by the nobility. So what can I offer? Aside from my paintings, I sell glasswork as well. Even the sanctors buy them to decorate their churches. My glasswork protects its owner from all manner of misfortune, including illness. Just carrying it will place you under God's protection.
If you might deign to help.
And best of all, I sell them at prices even commoners can afford. Vitality pendant for... not right now. Oh, did nothing strike your fancy? A shame. If you ever change your mind, do come by again. Okay, those are kind of the two only new places that were here. I love Gallica holding on to me as I'm like moving through. Like you see this, like she flies by me, but as you see, she's like, there you go. But if I'm like doing the speed run, it does not help.
Blasphemy.
Eloquence or imagination?
All right then.
Could improve our imagination over here.
I love it. Hey.
Watch this then. Come to pick this one over too. I hate to tell ya, but he's got nothing worth taking. Is he alright? What? Never seen someone hit by this before? Just look at him. Of course he's not alright. Think somebody moves him along during the day, but come night he's always around these parts, moaning like a ghoul. Waste of sympathy, trying to look out for these types. Not exactly where I saw it in towns. Brain 6 misfortunes like him? Oh my god, he does look like a ghoul. Like, what tribe is he even a part of? Out of pure curiosity. Fools, I say.
Now, how did I wind up here? What am I gonna do?
Oh, an Elda, huh? I don't mind you coming if you're just going to eat. Sorry, but could I ask you to keep your head down? The sanctity pilgrimage won't hide their contempt for the Elda if they see you.
You are.
Does anything know beyond it's all became a right mess? It's all about the cosmos chatter now. And it's raining about how fine they are of the humans. I've got to stand here with their tears start flowing and their ale kicks in. But even after all that happens, some of them still support Luis. Boggles the mind, I tell you. Let's improve our imagination just a little bit more. Ah, the Fairy and the Elder. I'm glad we meet again. I believe we were in the middle of a story. Would you care to hear the next part?
What do you want to do?
Isn't the elderly gentleman again? Your imagination will probably improve. Lovely. Let's head to the tavern and I'll pick up the tile. Don't remember the voice I gave him. Let's see. I believe we left off with my ancestor being unable to find the mysterious fairy to thank her for saving his life. We've hit a bit of a time skip here, as this next part concerns my grandfather. Bear with me. My grandfather was also a mischievous sort, and one day he too ventured into the Forbidden Cave, and became hopelessly lost. Wow, mischief really does run in the family. Ha! So it does! Anyway, lost in the dark, what should my grandfather find? A fairy, of course. She was beautiful, just as the fairy his grandfather had described. He knew right away it was the same fairy. Again, I'm not going to help you this time, said the fairy, rolling her eyes. My grandfather could only blurt out a confused, what? It was the first time he'd ever been to the cave, after all. Then the fairy said, don't blame me if you got eaten by the beast. And that's when my grandfather realized the fairy was mistaking him for his grandfather. The boy you're thinking of is long gone. I'm his grandson, he said. The fairy considered this a moment, then said, you people die so young. The fairy led my grandfather out of the cave, like she did his grandfather before. The whole time he kept his grandfather's regret in mind. So before she could vanish, she turned to her and said, thank you for helping my grandfather. And if you're wondering if history will repeat, I doubt it. My family had to leave that village when my grandfather grew up. So I'm sure you can appreciate how amusing I found to find a fairy here in Grand Trod. My family's fate seems tied to the fairies. I'm glad your family got closer with the fairy. I mean, you like this. Who knows? Maybe it really is fate. Thought about the curious part fairies play in our fate. I feel like my imagination improved.
All right.
Not by a lot. Jeez, that's...
Well then.
It's weird that... It seems like all of these ones right here, the ones in the towns, except I think maybe the wisdom one does give you 3, but all of them only gives you like 2 points or whatever. So it's a little weird that's like, oh, it's only giving me 2 points, while sometimes it seems like you get a little bit more for other stuff, so... So I am curious if there'll be like what will like if there'll be other things that will help raise it, because maybe I haven't seen what the in-town tolerance thing is, but the at night when you help out at the inn, the tolerance does go to 3 if you pick the right one. So I'm assuming if you did the tolerance one in town, it only raised up by 2. So I don't know.
It would seem that disaster was averted. Right then. Today's Forden's big announcement.
So here's something I'm very curious about too. Is it probably isn't. Well, how do I want to word this? It's probably not that big of a deal, but it probably is like how it is in Persona, where if you don't do anything before the deadline, you just get like a game over if you don't like prevent whatever the deadline thing is. So you just get a game over. So that's probably what happens here too. So
Wonder what he's planning. I guess the church has to have some reaction to all that stuff the king said.
But I am curious too if this game does have like different endings, or if the ending will always be the same. That's something I'm curious about too, because you could, like, what if you just go straight through with no doing side quests? Because doing some of the side quests will increase your popularity and such. So I don't know. That's actually that's a curious thing.
Whatever it is, Luis won't be able to just ignore it. This might be a day that goes down in history.
Ladies and gents, lend me your ears. Sanctifex Forden has spoken. The giant face in the sky, the massive rocks appearing throughout the land, and the mysterious voice claiming to be the past king. The Sanctus Church has officially recognized these happenings as the will of His Royal Majesty.
The will of His Holy Majesty.
His Majesty.
And so, as His Majesty has decreed, whoever has gained the greatest trust of the people by the day of decision shall be our new king. This is a historic moment, good citizens. It's revolutionary. It's unprecedented. No matter who you are, you can take the throne.
Anyone?
Even me?
If, and this is a big if, You
Yes.
are the person that all our people trust most in their hearts.
Maybe you could be king yourself, eh? You're popular enough.
Me? In charge? Well, that's the last thing this country needs. Right, let's review what we know, shall we? First, the new faces that have appeared on the rock. It shows us who's foremost in the running. We've worked out that much. The top 3 of the lot are also shown in the sky. Suppose that way you can see their inspiring faces anytime, anywhere.
Anyway.
How's us common folk supposed to stand a chance against all these upper crusters?
Say you do become popular. With your face clear for all to see, surely that'd make you a prime target for assassination.
Not quite, friend. Not quite. A valid concern, but one His Majesty prepared for. Popular aspirants, at least those who make it onto the rock, are protected by royal magic. Assassinations off the table. Magic chains will spring to life and bind anyone who tries. I saw it happen with my own eyes to Count Luis's sorry assailant.
So, literally anyone could be king? Even a pauper? Or a slave? Or a criminal?
Hold on. You mean to say we might not be ruled by Clamar? What does that mean for us?
Right, I've said my piece. You know all I know. Now go forth, ladies and gents, and spread the word. Whether you're
And
from
spread
out
the
here
word.
or the middle of nowhere, the crown's within your grasp. Anyone in the land could be our next king.
I heard the announcement. The church has chosen to recognize this face's words as crown sent and shall abide by them.
They conceded that one quickly. Though I suppose it's a hard thing to deny, what with the royal palace hanging up there in the clouds.
Had they rushed a coronation for His Eminence Forden, it would have dashed any hope of reinstating His Highness. A small comfort.
I can tell from your face there's some bad news too.
Do you recall those chains that froze Alsace in place? It seems that too was part of His Majesty's magic. Plainly, any candidates of sufficient favor cannot be deposed by force.
Right. That's not good.
That's not good.
No, 'tis not indeed. This marks Luis as nigh untouchable. I will still seek to find him. Yet, even should we stand before the man himself, we could not kill him.
Well, we don't know about the whole aspect of challenging them to a duel, which we learned at close to the end of the of a few parts ago. But I wonder if that only applies to the top 3, as the one Barker guy talked to literally just a few seconds ago. He mentioned like the top 3 people are the ones that we see on the face in the eye socket of the old king there, the rock face of the old king. So I'm assuming like the top 3. So if the top 3 are there, they are protected by the magic. It's not a whole like, oh, everyone of the top whatever are all protected. So it's probably only the protection of the top 3, while whoever is below them is not protected because they're not at a high enough esteem. So
No! If we can't kill him, then how do we break the curse?
What the hell was the king thinking? Grius was trying to save his son. He died for it.
Even so, without this magic, no aspirant would be safe from assassination, leaving Luis to dominate through sheer martial strength. We appear to be at an impasse.
Everyone, have you seen Maria?
Did something happen?
I checked her room and she isn't there.
oh no.
She wouldn't just leave without telling anyone. I couldn't deal with losing both of them.
I'll go look for her.
I'll go look for her.
You will? Thank you. When I think of what might happen to her.
If she left her room on her own, she must have had some reason.
Let's go search for her. If we head into town, we might find some clues.
Where?
You're kidding.
Oh shit. could Maria have gone? Wait. Oh no. Maria, please be safe.
Whatever.
Maria. Oh, you mean that kid? Yeah, I saw her earlier. Really? Where was she headed? The stairs north of Sunshade Road. You know, by the general store. Didn't look to be running an errand though.
Hey.
General store. Might find someone else who saw her if we head over there. Ridiculous.
Oi there!
Arousing that man dropped his mark pouch around here and well. I'm a damn fool, so I wanted to catch it immediately. But it ain't rain today. The worse the weather, the better the conversion rate. So when the sun goes out, you'll be getting less. Thanks for helping there, man. I'm looking for a lost child!
This is alright.
Hey, mister.
I bet the next king's gonna punish the bad tribes. You better run away, Elda. They're gonna kill you. You are a piece of shit. Can I just, like, straight up murder you? Just go, bam! Pew, 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 pew. Or someone will kill you. You. How dare they mock me? Every last one of them. Foxy, lousy, no good, rotten son of a goddamn. If I had an igniter, I'd.
I'm in it.
You asked me what a warrior needs most is agility and luck. First is agility, not only to beat your enemy to the punch, but also for escaping when you need to. And look, but bluntly, that's all that matters in the end. Cowards without courage. They don't get out honorably, tell you that. Ha. Even getting paid well is a matter of luck in it. Just a theory of mine, but feel free to take it to heart. I guess that's another thing I'm also curious about with New Game Plus. So in New Game Plus, if you're... Ooh, hello. Hello, Go Beetle. If you're... I wonder if your level and stats do carry over into New Game Plus, then at the beginning of the game, will it matter which one you pick? Because depending on what level you're at, like if whatever you pick at the beginning of the game, you know, when we're recruiting, you can pick like, oh, I'm strong, I'm wise, I can take a hit, you know, I'm lucky, I'm very fast on my feet, all that stuff. It determines, like, I assume that means you're more akin to like get that stat raised during level ups, or you just have it automatically. Yeah, those stats automatically higher than all the other ones, which I talked about that during the first or second part of this series during the demos portion. But I'm curious during New Game Plus, would my level reset but my stats stay the same? I don't know. Maybe like with like how it is with Shin Megami Tensei 5, in that you can change so like, oh, your levels don't carry over, or your levels will carry over. I don't know. It's a curious thing to think about with the New Game Plus.
Sorry, but...
Hello.
Hey!
See, we're looking for a little girl. Have you seen anyone like that around here? Oh, could it be that half-blood? If so, then yes, I did see her. She was muttering Papa and looking all sad. I saw her go through the back alley. Maria, could she have gone to the Grand Cathedral? Oh, Maria.
I'm out of ideas.
What should I do?
Tournament?
Him?
Hello there.
Do you know that little half-blood girl? Can't let a girl like that walk the streets alone. Just asking for trouble. She just went inside. Wait, you let her pass? Why? Way her eyes looked, I'd not be the one to stop her now. She's been coming to pray for a while, no matter how many glares she gets. Will this be an automatic rank 2 up with us finding her, or... Hey, Maria? Hi.
Huh? Why?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Papa hasn't come home. And I always come here whenever I'm feeling lonely. One time he came here to get me. I remember because he called my name. But I pray. And he still doesn't come back. Maybe because the cathedral is broken?
Maria.
Miss Fabienne says Papa can't come home anymore. But I know... Papa's gone away. He's gone somewhere I'll never see him again. Hasn't he? It's going to be so lonely. The loneliest it's ever been.
Aww.
But I have to be strong, don't I? But if it gets any lonelier, I don't know if I can do it.
I'm sorry. I promised we'd all come back together.
Why does everyone always leave? Mum was sick. The king and prince are gone. And now Papa? Why does everyone always leave? Is it my fault? I really did my best to be a good girl, but...
That's not why.
That's not why.
He's right, Maria. It's not your fault at all.
Listen to me, all right? Your father, he was fighting a very bad man. We were with him, but we couldn't protect him. I'm sorry.
I remember Papa saying something like that. He said, a really bad man might be our king. Is that part of it?
It'll work out.
It'll work out somehow. I'm sure of it.
I hope the next king is as nice as you.
Aww.
Then maybe things won't always be so sad.
In my ideal world, people could believe in their future. The birth doesn't matter. The prince told me that once.
I think I understand the king's intentions now. Maybe this is the sort of tragedy he was trying to end. Maybe he wanted a world where the crown goes to one who acts like a king ought to. Not whoever's willing to spill the most blood to do it.
You may be right, but much as we wish it, this is not a fight that might be ended through words alone.
Even so, we have to try.
Maria, you're safe. Oh,
Aww.
you had me worried sick.
I'm sorry for leaving on my own.
No, it's all right.
Miss Fabienne,
That's Fabian.
I'm hungry.
Maria, yes, that's right. Let's all sit down for some supper together. Thank you for finding her.
It looks like she's worked things out.
She's a strong girl.
But we've more troubles ahead. How now do we resolve this curse upon His Highness?
If Luis is the curse's caster, we've got to kill him to dispel it. So how do we do that if he's shielded by the king himself?
I wish I could report back, but the prince is still asleep, and we're losing time. I don't think going back to the village is an option.
We cannot lose faith yet. There must be some further course we can pursue.
Well, there's the church's announcement. I expect they're trying to stop a wave of rival candidates from flooding the standings. I doubt the church would accept this popularity contest if they didn't already have a plan to game it.
True enough. I can only wonder at their aims. For today, we should content ourselves with rest and recovery.
For today, you just spent your day looking for a little girl.
Sorry, did I wake you? Laying here, I always end up caught in my own thoughts. Grius and Maria. The prince.
Well, to be fair, you're not really laying down, so...
Just thinking in circles again. Not good, is it?
Let's think about it together. I'm not... Well, we can think about it together.
Let's think about it together.
Keeping me company, are you? You really are a strange one. My kind of strange, if I'm honest.
Hells yeah!
Is that the novel you're always carrying around? Feels like months ago now that I spotted you buried in it on the carriage ride to the fort.
Want to read it?
Want to read it?
If you don't mind, since we finally some room to breathe.
Oh, hello. New picture.
Oh, interesting. It's written through the lens of a fictional land. This bit's about the Utopia's security. In this world, there is no blood-stained contest for sovereignty. The people choose their sovereign from among themselves. One cannot put a sovereign to the sword to seize power. Such an act would be met with scorn and judged as murder. Taking power or wealth by force is seen as the most shameful of transgressions. Couldn't be further from reality, could it? With a Kingslayer on the brink of seizing the throne right now. And this idea of competing for public support. Here it sounds so commonplace, but the idea's thrown us all into chaos. Interesting. Perhaps I'm overthinking, but it sounds almost like the aim of the King's magic. You suppose there's some common inspiration? Still, I don't imagine this would turn out well in the real world. In public opinion, tribal perspective always divides us. Besides, does a decision made by the people guarantee it's right? Tribal squabbles aren't always political. Take us Clamars, for example. It can be hard for us to see outside the bubble of our own worldview. We're the majority, and the tribe of the royal bloodline besides. That privilege can make us insensitive. A problem with no easy solution, I fear. Lofty words. I can hardly come to terms with my own ideals. Still, the discussions helped clear my head a little. Thank you. I've been so fixated on killing Luis, but maybe we could look into whether that's really the only way to lift the curse.
I suppose that's true.
Sleep should come easier now. I think I'll give it another chance. Wait, how long have you been asleep?
I like give the book to someone for someone else to read and they talk and I just fall asleep.
The age of a new king draws nearer.
I'm just like, okay, time for bed. And it's like, and they're just talking to themselves, reading the book, and then they're like, they notice that I'm asleep and they're like, wait, what the fuck?
Have you heard the news? The curtain's about to rise on the show of a lifetime. To choose our new ruler, we're going to give all of you a chance to take center stage in a show of power for the whole kingdom. And we call it the Tournament for the Throne!
The Tournament for the Throne!
Grand tour of the 3 allied nations' capitals, taking part in a variety of exciting trials. First, we have the Exhibition of the Brave. Slay a monster plaguing our fair people and bring its head to Oceania's capital in time. Biggest find takes the win. Official word is, this event's open to all. So what do you think, ladies and gents? Are you in it to watch or in it to win?
Stroll? Why call us so early in the morning? What is that journal?
I had Fabienne bring it up. Something occurred to me, so I asked her to go through Grius' personal effects.
Hey, looks like he was investigating the curse too.
There's a note here. Given the spell's complexity, it must have required a scribed formula.
You mean to suggest Luis possesses a written composition of the curse somewhere? And if we can find that...
Yes! I'd wager, even if we can't kill Luis, we might still have a shot at breaking the curse.
But that attack took place years ago, didn't it? This curse's formula could be lost for good.
We have little choice but to hope it's not. I'm not saying it would be easy. And the real trick will be finding it. We wouldn't leave it unprotected.
That reminds me. A crier for the church was handing these out.
What we got there?
A flyer for the Tournament for the Throne.
Tournament for the
popularity
Throne.
contest is state-sponsored now. An interesting gamble for those politicians. I like the bit about all this being in the interest of fairness, those weasels. But saying it's being organized by the state. The throne's empty. This smells like the theocracy at work. Probably Forden himself.
You think Forden's looking to fix the competition in his favor? He's been in first place this whole time.
In the interest of fairness, remember? If he wins a fair race, he gets legitimized, and Luis gets put on the back foot.
That bodes ill. Those with existing support could easily solidify their claim. Even should His Highness wake, he may lose the throne.
If we don't hurry and find a way to get close to Luis, we're sunk. What are we supposed to do?
We need a plan and then we can take action. As an Elda, I'm an outcast in this city. I think that gives us an advantage here. We get the people's attention.
Couldn't we get the people's attention somehow?
How do you mean?
If we make ourselves too obvious, we're likely to have an even harder time getting close to Luis.
What should we do to get closer to Luis? Yeah, well, let's enter
this
it.
tournament for the throne.
Huh? Hey, were you even listening to us? Besides, the prince isn't exactly in a position to take part in...
Wait. It sounds crazy, but I think he might be onto something there. This could be just the excuse we need to get close to Luis. He doesn't care about your tribe so long as you prove capable, yes? That's what Zorba was saying. Which means, even though the world looks down on you as an elder, having the power to kill humans puts you in his good graces.
You're going to make him a candidate for the throne?
If all we need to do is get Luis's attention, then that's sure to get the job done. If we're lucky, he might even try to recruit us.
I see. An undercover operation, is it? Quite a gambit, but it may well be our best chance at finding this formula.
Just hold on a second. Getting Luis's attention is all well and good. But remember who's actually risking their life here.
Infiltrating Luis's ranks will be dangerous. When found out, I'll be as good as dead.
What do you think? Having heard all this, do you want to enter the running?
I do.
Of course I do.
No hesitation at all.
Right.
Reminded the words the prince spoke to me in our youth.
In my ideal world, people can believe in their future. Their birth doesn't matter. No matter who someone is, they deserve a fair country. If it's to help achieve that, I will stand for the prince as a candidate for the throne.
Sheesh. So much for being a guide. Now you're the one leading me around.
I really love Gallus. I love this. This initial cast right here is so fucking good. First of all, Stroll, top notch, fucking amazing. Especially like ever since I saw his awakening, I definitely understand why everyone loves him. And don't get me wrong, he was really good beforehand too. Hulkenberg, duh, she was basically the main focus of the game. Like she was the initial character, or at least concept of her and all that stuff. And of course I really love our main character as well. And Galacia is just a wonderful side companion. She's great.
Your resolve has marked you a fine fit for the role. I have trusted you with my life before, and would gladly do so again.
I inherited Grius's journal. Didn't I already have that?
Good heavens. Haven't
Good
you put
heavens.
yourself in enough danger? Listen to me.
Good
I don't want
grief.
you going down the same path he did. Are you really this set on running off again?
I have to carry on his legacy.
I have to carry on his legacy.
I see. Well, I'm sure he'd be glad to hear it.
He is straight up a Van Damme, if I'm being honest. He is... Grius is basically this game's Van Damme from the Xenoblade games.
I'll be cheering for you in this mess of a competition. Truth be told, I wish I could do more than feed and shelter you.
Oh, you're doing plenty.
What's the competition?
It's a big, grand race to see who will be the next king. The whole country will be watching.
So you're going to try and become king? Wow! Then I'll cheer for you as loud as I can.
Aw, thanks, Maria.
You have your first advocate, it seems.
Suppose you'll have to actually try for the throne now, eh? Your
Hey,
Majesty.
Clyde. That's the plan.
That was the plan from the start.
That's the spirit.
Well, if we want Luis to notice you, we'll have to make quite a stir among the people. Maybe reaching for the throne will do it.
Does that mean you're not coming back?
No, we'll be back. Although we might be a while.
I don't like when it gets lonely.
Maria.
But I'll be cheering for you. I hope you win the race. You'd be a good king.
Aw, thanks. I like her.
Yeah.
I like Maria.
Now, we'd best get registration out of the way, but we'll need some legs for the journey. It's mostly lawless wastes between cities.
Judging by this specified deadline, we're unlikely to reach the Principality of Oceania's capital in time on foot.
I bet all these fancy nobles have their own gauntlet runners to ride in.
A carriage might save our chances, if we could find one. Perhaps we split up for now. I'll leave you two to the registration. They should be taking entrance at the recruitment center.
This is gonna be very interesting.
This should be the place, right?
Excuse us, we're looking to join the tournament for the throne.
Aye? Be young, ain't ya? And who's the kid? He with you?
I'm the one entering.
I'm the one entering.
You? Really?
I've not heard of any age restrictions. There a problem?
Well, I'd not have thought it, but you're an elder, ain't ya? And you want to be king. Well, the novelty of it might win you some looks.
Could you just do your job, please? Can he register or not?
Ah, an elder. Now that I think of it, weren't you in that pack of recruits that went off to the northern fort? Thought I heard they were all wiped out. What? We got a deserter turning up.
No, they said he'd just dragged the company down, so they left him at the capital. He, got on the captain's bad side.
Could swear I've seen you before, too. Well, hardly matters with no captain to verify it with. Go on, then.
Well, thank you, Lord.
So nobody complains.
That was a close one.
And,
Shut up, Garcia.
Obviously, you're gonna need a carriage. Otherwise, the whole thing's off for you. Now, you're obligated to attend the opening ceremony tomorrow. It'll be at the plaza at the Grand Cathedral. Don't be late.
We'll have to hope Hulkenberg can find us a carriage.
As for us, I expect we should see about finding a monster to slay. If it's not impressive enough, Luis won't look twice at you.
Some postings over there. They should be offering bounties on monsters the guard can't handle.
More bounties.
Let's take a look.
Looks like everyone else had the same idea.
One of these bounties is bound to make me stand out.
But which? Bigger is probably better.
Hang on. There's nothing but small-time contracts here.
Are you lot here for this tournament, then? Bit slow, I'm afraid. Most of my worthiest monster bills have already been snapped up by other competitors.
How about requests on anything aside from monsters? Bounties include criminals too, right?
I suppose I've got one of those, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ugh, he's horrible. Heisme, a villainous kidnapper. Looks like the army's been trying to catch him for a while now.
This might just be perfect.
You have any
Hello?
idea who that is? That man's an elite. An ex-royal knight, they say. He'd make short work of a scrawny little urchin. You can be sure of that.
So this is the guy. So something I noticed is during the prologue demo, during like the main menu of that, it's different than the main menu for this. The main menu for the main game here is basically, you know, at the beginning of each of my videos, I have kind of like a little like 10-second or so intro of the main menu and such. And it does nothing. But the main menu in the demo kind of like had some of some thing, you know? So I'm very curious as to, and he was in there, so that's where he's from. I thought it was the Necromancer, but I guess it's that. It was this guy.
Besides, didn't you hear what it is they're actually looking for?
Oh, of course. It's about whoever can bring in the biggest monster head, right?
If you imbeciles can't even get that straight, you've no chance at winning. They want kingly types, not children play acting.
Stuck-up little... Is that the kind of competition we can expect?
He was right about the rules, though. What are you thinking?
Don't worry. I know what I'm doing.
We're supposed to get a monster's head. So why are you going for a criminal? Any idea what he's up to?
Stop his evil deeds. We don't need to win. Maybe he has a big head. Well, it's to stop his evil deeds.
Maybe he just wants to stop the criminal's evil deeds.
We've got more important things to worry about.
No. It actually makes sense. Like, to be fair, yes, the competition for this specific round is to get a monster head. But if we stop a notorious kidnapper, I feel like more people will probably put their faith and trust in us instead. So that kind of makes sense.
Don't worry. I'll explain everything later.
As long as you can convince Hulkenberg, I guess.
Ho there! Are you really taking the bounty on Heisme?
Sup?
You three must be heaven sent. Please, would you listen to our plight? Your pardon, gentlemen. I'm Barton, a guard captain.
Are you gonna be our follower?
To the south. The bounty on Heisme is up at my behest.
A guard captain? This fellow's made some powerful enemies.
We can't afford lenience. On top of his past crimes, Heisme has stooped to abducting our wee ones.
Our wee ones.
Selling them off, some say. If our city becomes known for nightly disappearances, what sane resident would stay? Community and trade will dwindle and die.
But he's just a lone kidnapper, right? Even if he's some infamous criminal, why can't the guard handle it?
That's the trouble. He makes his hideout somewhere too dangerous for our soldiers to tread. Deep in the territory of vicious giant worms. We've no idea how he manages to operate out there without getting devoured himself.
I see. Tricky problem indeed.
I'd no choice but to swallow my pride and post a bounty. Yet no matter how many times I renew the bill, none have taken it. A pitiful sight, isn't it?
A pitiful sight.
A soldier who can't protect his home, whether by strength or by surrender. Laugh if you must.
We want to help you.
We just want to help you.
You only cast away your honor in the name of protection. Nothing pitiful in that. Swallow your pride no more, man. We'll take your contract.
Thanks to you. That you'd accept such a perilous request, even with this tournament looming over everything. Closure. Thank you all, and thank God for bringing you to me. In that case, we shall meet in Martira, the old castle town. Please, make haste.
Well, no backing out of this now. You sure this is what we want?
Way I see it, if we want to make a big impact this late, it's going to take some creativity. Besides, this is apparently a knight-turned-kidnapper. The man can't be allowed to go on. What would His Royal Highness do in our place?
I guess that's fair.
I'll convince Hulkenberg. Somehow. You go on and accept the contract.
No, like I said, it honestly makes sense. Oi, what's old whippersnapper like you doing here? Don't tell me you actually think of participating in the Tournament of the Throne. Oh, the audacity of youth. That's rich. A mere fledgling with no history or experience to speak of. As Kane, the idea... Oh, fuck. The idea makes me sick to my stomach. The ideal leader of this country is a dignified man of a great age, one with years of experience. And yet upstart skill children like you and Louis dare to. Hardly matters. You won't be able to fight much longer, so struggle as you like. I'd be happy to give the eulogy at your funeral. I suppose he's a candidate too.
Hey!
Hey, would it be alright if we accept the bounty contract for Heisme? Heisme? You sure you can handle that? We can't be held liable if you get yourself killed out there. Of course I can. You're an odd one, alright. Either that or you're just green. Head to Martira. You can probably get more information there.
Let's focus.
The old castle kidnapper. Holy shit, that's a lot of money. I need to find and bring Heisme, a notorious criminal tied to a series of kidnappings in Martyria. Despite his bounty, he has evaded capture, and his true identity remains a mystery. Could he end up being the actual guy who was like who you were talking to? I hope not, but I guess you'll see. Okay, we got the contract. Let's head back to the inn for now. But I want to raise a stat.
No registration issues, I trust?
No, indeed. And we found ourselves a perfect target.
Fine work.
Stroll.
See? She's convinced. Nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. I'll prepare a map of the surrounding areas as well. But never mind that. Have you found us a kingly carriage?
Well, I have made some arrangements. How best to put it? The vessel itself is without peer. Supposedly, it will come to us on the day of the opening ceremony.
Supposedly?
You don't sound too sure about that.
No, I'm certain. All I mean to say is, well, you shall soon see for yourself.
I love Hulkenberg.
Well,
holy
under
shit.
Circumstances, I'll take what we can get. And setting that up in a day. Not so bad having a knight on our side.
You needn't speak so. In truth, I've just resigned from the Knight's Order.
Oh.
Though 'tis only my bond of service I relinquish, not my title. We will shortly be seeking Luis's esteem. Should it come to light that I am a knight in active service, it may jeopardize our efforts.
Still, you didn't hesitate to leave. I can tell you're serious about this.
'Twas not an abrupt parting. I've come to doubt the Order since returning to find them serving the Santifex and not the Royals. Those who refused the Church's rule were cast out for their defiance. I only hope those fallen knights found useful employ elsewhere.
Sounds like you've been through a lot too.
Well, in any case, we can focus on our bounty contract now. Let's make sure we get some proper rest tonight.
We'll ceremony for the tournaments
Let's
tomorrow. We should probably stay inside and rest today. Oh boy. Okay, well, I think we can still keep going for a little bit. Do you have any more information?
Fancy a bit of it.
Not quite.
Now then.
Our preparations seem to be proceeding without issue. Well, apart from a massive overturn uncertainty. Never mind. Forgive me my muttering. Just please do not be surprised no matter what we've presented with.
Hey.
I asked Fabian for a map of Martyria, and she gave me the one from Grius's personal effects. It covers all the main roads. We may have found one in town, but a military map always has more details. Fabian continues to be our anchor. To pay her back, let's achieve our goals.
Don't push yourself too much.
Tomorrow you depart, and we'll surely miss you dearly, so please come back and say hello when you can, even if it's only every once in a while. I'm honestly very curious as to the whole transport. Is there a way I wish there was a way I can see the map from here. But I'm actually very curious as to how going from town to towns will work. Because it'll probably be like, oh, you need to spend a day to get to from one town to another. Depends on like depends on how our mode of transportation is. So you're wasting a whole day from going to one town to another in order to like hang out with whoever it is you want to hang out with, and they can only be hung out with at specific towns probably. So that's going to be very interesting to see. So, how are my royal virtues? We got tolerance and wisdom up to 2. It seems like courage can only be increased via side quest. And maybe some other ways too, I guess, but can I talk to Maria? I haven't seen Maria since I came back from recruitment center. I wonder if something's wrong.
What?
This is Hulkenberg's room. She'll get angry if you go in without her permission. Okay, is there nothing else I can do? They want me to stay in, so I can't really do anything else, so I guess I should just go to bed. Tomorrow's the opening ceremony. I shouldn't go out right now.
Well met, eh?
Aye. Will you be staying at this inn for some time? I would really like to, but So you're like it too. You know, one of us. Oh, whatever it is that you end up going, be sure to come see Maria and Fabian again. Not that it really is my concern. Those two seem to like you a lot.
Hello.
I decided I'm headed to Brialhaven. It's much too boring to just spend my days at the inn, going through this so-called expedition for myself. Goodbye, Elda. You do well to see the world too someday. Thanks. Mousetrap with a lot of cheese and the eyes looking at it. And that's a fish hanging up there.
What in the
Ugh, can't get through a single day without a drink. We've all been dealt a shite hand in this life, haven't we? In other parts of towns, they can't shut up about Luis or the king. So let me ask you, even if a proper upstanding bloke takes a crown, is that gonna fill my empty pockets? No way in hell, I say. People all got their ideas about what the country ought to be like. But at the end of the day, they'll never remember outcasts like us. Boy, is that kind of true. It's like, yeah, we all have an idea of, like, what, you know, a ruler of the country or, you know, democracy or whatever the hell you want to call it would be. But even your ideal one, is that actually going to be any benefit to us? Oh, there is a... Oh, well, no, that's all not right. The world map. There we go. Okay, well, that doesn't really help. I was kind of hoping that I could move the map around, but I can't, so. Well, might as well go to bed. Otherwise, we have a clear sunny day. You're just gonna call it a night. Rest.
Good night.
Rest well. Arbor stay late tonight. Alright, who wants to read my book now? Oh, hey, Maria. Yeah, come in. Want to read some more? You know what? What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Well, you're all leaving tomorrow, right? I'll be cheering for you. So I just... Oh no. I promised Miss Fabian I wouldn't cry.
Aww. I won't tell her.
Right. I won't tell her.
Papa was trying to stop a bad man, you said. And that's what you're all doing too, isn't it? Please come back home safe. I'll be waiting here as long as it takes.
You're my little sister. It's a promise.
All right. Promise? The next time I see you again, can you tell me more about the outside world?
This one's important.
Promising returns. Maria is waiting for us to return home and regale her with tales of the strange and distant places we visit. No deadline. It's a 1 diamond rank, and I get curative Connie roast.
I never got a chance to say this to Papa. So, thank you. I'll go to bed now.
Captain, may I have a moment?
Good night.
I was hoping for a chance to speak before we set out. Since our meeting, I've done nothing but impose on you. Now, you risk your very life for this cause. 'Tis no easy burden.
That's fine.
Me to see. When I think of how this may yet save His Highness, I lose sight of all else. Such disregard ill becomes me.
Let's put it mildly. Truly devote him. That's putting it mildly.
That's putting it mildly.
Unfortunately, 'tis a vice I may never escape. But that book, we met once before, on a carriage bound for the capital. Do you recall?
I do.
Now that you mention it, I do.
My apologies. I thought only to minimize casualties, one way or another. So, 'tis a novel envisioning an ideal world. Curious to see a utopian novel these days. I'd thought them long since banned. You needn't worry. I've no intention of taking it from you. I've sometimes wondered why such books were forbidden. Rumors say the Sanctists objected to their contents. Yet I wonder...
Well, fuck them.
How could a simple book have possibly stung them so? Do you mind if I read a passage or two?
All right, time for you to read it. Me fall asleep.
Fiction written as if a personal account. This chapter seems to concern the system by which the nation's leader is decided. In this country, one cannot become even a statesman, much less sovereign, without the consent of the people. Those who aspire to statecraft must first solemnly swear before the people what they will do in service of their country. Should they earn title but break their word, they are denounced and stripped of power. Such is the authority of the people. In this way, it is the people who are the land's true king. Quite the opposite of our own country. Now I see why our upper echelons would abolish such texts. Had our lands embraced such accountability, perhaps His Royal Highness would not have suffered such a fate. No. As a knight, 'tis not my place to say. I must clear my head of these fantasies. In the end, clinging to a dream will do me no good. Oh, I suppose 'tis not so bad to dream now and then. It takes power to walk the path of our dearest hopes. Perhaps that is the purpose of this newfound strength. My dearest dream 'tis to save His Highness, even at the cost of my life. Nothing more.
Time marches on.
Oh, hey, she didn't talk about me being asleep.
Tuna!
Lady
Tuna! Oh, hello! Is that who I think it is? Is that going to be a party member? Oh, maybe not a party member, but she's definitely going to be a follower. Hello. I mean, I thought she was going to be one of the people that would go for the throne, but I guess not. But she's just singing. Hey, little mouse character. Salute! It's so beautiful. It is honestly beautiful. Holy shit. Brother! Brother! Can someone explain to me who this person is? And why she's gonna become a party member and kick so much ass as the dancer, most likely?
Even I'm feeling the heat. Well, I suppose it's time to fan the flames.
How funny it is that this guy became like super important by being a regular barker.
One and all to the inauguration of the tournament for the throne. For the first time, the crown is anyone's to claim, as long as the aspirants can complete 3 grueling challenges.
Wow, a Sanctus Crier! He's perfect for this!
Let's discuss the venues. We kick off in the west, in the Pearl of the Coast, the Principality of Oceania's harbour city capital, Port Brilehaven. There, they face their first challenge, the Exhibition of the Brave. Each contender must bring back the head of a monster, a mark of their prowess and courage. Next, our would-be monarchs head east. Upon the misty peaks, we arrive in the Principality of Montario's beautiful city of faith, Altaberry Heights. And finally, our heroes make their well-deserved return home to Grand Trad. But first, let's do introductions.
Grand
it's time
Trad.
to meet those risking their lives for the crown.
Oh joy.
Closest
Can't wait to hear the
throne,
silence
you know
when my
him,
name comes
you
up.
know him, It's Sanctism's one and only.
You know him. You love him. You kind of want to kick his ass.
Victory to Sanctifex Forden!
I claim no great ambition, nor any heated calls to action. All I wish is to restore order for our people and to safeguard our land from the threats beyond. This chaos we face is but one of God's many trials. Let us restore our kingdom's glory together!
Moving right along, we come next to His Eminence's champion, the very spear in his hand, the warrior monk captain of the Crown Theocracy, Master Guido.
Hello, Master Guido.
In loyal service of His Eminence, I relinquish the throne to him gladly. But those who would seize the crown by force, I will teach you to fear God and to fear me!
So much for this being a fair competition. How many horses do the Sanctus have in this race?
Yeah, that's going to be the thing. There's a lot of Sanctus here.
It's not over by far. The Luis supporters won't take this lying down.
What cowardice, Friar! Where's Count Louise?
Oh, he's the one that decided not to show up.
Right, all right, settle down. At this time, I can report that Count Luis has not applied to enter the tournament.
What? He's not even entering?
Then what becomes of us? Our entire purpose in this race was to get closer to him.
Now, hold on.
He's definitely paying attention. He's only in second as it is, so we can't afford to ignore this whole production. Sit tight. I'm sure he'll make a move soon.
All right, all right. For those Count Luis supporters, you might want to meet our next entrant. A rising socialite, a man of ambition, godless and fearless, the brash young warrior serving Count Luis, Gladel, the Black Hound.
Oh, it's that guy.
So he was one of Luis's men.
The fallen king embraced Sanctism and all its holy tenets, and for what? He was nothing before Lord Luis. Look to the sky all you wish. No god can save you.
Okay, that line goes
hard.
hard.
What our country needs is power.
Well, it's not quite all the contenders, but let's get on with the introductions. The great liberal merchant, it's Roger Ward.
Hello.
By war, by conquest, by right, it's Rudolph Kraus. In it more for the gauntlet runners.
Hey!
It's Lena Caden.
Thumbs up.
Sure to be popular by pledging free drinks for life. It's Loveless O'Shea.
Okay.
Uplifting the beautiful and deposing the hideous. It's Milo Maurizio.
Wow. If we lose this, I think the country has some even bigger problems.
Yeah, no, there's some issues.
Now, I do believe we have one final candidate. Do we have an Elden boy present? Come on, let's see a face.
Hi. That's me. And you can hear a
An Elda?
fucking pin drop.
Disgraceful. Is this the only way you could think to distinguish yourself?
By the way, the ride you applied with still hasn't arrived. And if it doesn't show up by the time the noon bell rings, you're disqualified.
Excuse me?
Hey! What's going on?
That nitwit! What is he doing?
So, contestants, are you ready?
Is that our ride?
What? Last, I say! Wait!
Hey, I know this. I don't know him, but that's our ride.
A land runner? It's quick! Wait, it's headed right for them! It'll crash! Whoa!
Oh, Okay.
What the heck is that?
Wonderful. So much for a first impression.
Is that alright?
Oh, isn't she a marvel, chums?
You don't! You nearly brought down the cathedral! Have a care, you fool. It was bad enough when Luis did it the first time. That feckless, shameless old fool.
Not bad, kid. Guess you've got some interesting tricks up your sleeve after all.
Right! I'd call that a full roster. Ladies and gentlemen, race across the land. Go! Prove yourself worthy and earn your crown. For the people, for the throne. Let the games begin!
I am super excited about this. This is awesome.
We must take to the road.
Come on, come on!
I'm going up as fast as I can.
So fast! Gotta hold on to something or I'll get blown up!
Well, you're holding on to me.
It's incredible.
Maybe this might explain how we'll be able to get to cities so fast. It's like, this thing's super fucking fast that it will not... It's like, maybe this thing will go so fucking fast that it will not cost a day to go from cities to cities. So you can hang out with whoever you want to hang out with. Which is pretty cool. So, yeah. Okay. I ended up standing out more than I expected. I've gained a lot of interest, but I only consider this part of my mission to aid the prince. Hello!
Just a sec.
Whoa, what's with this thing? Is this our carriage?
Can you hear me?
Shall I run her along the main road then? The others seem to be doing as much. You're just as crazy as this runner. I'll take the compliment, little lady. Now, let's have some coordinations for a little test run. What is happening right now?
Let's see.
We want to go to a place called Martyria. Old Castle Town, I think. Should be way south. Okay.
This place. Let us hurry.
Let's see. Oh.
River Martyria, Old Castle Town. South along the main road from Grand Trod.
Let us.
Oh. Let's see.
That's the first camp on the route to Martyria from Grand Trad.
This place.
Whoa.
It's the second campsite.
This place.
That's where you want to go.
We'll probably camp around here on the third night.
This place here.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. Martyria. Here it is. Down to Martyria, eh? On this craft's legs. I'd say that'll be 4 days, 3 nights about. 4 days and 3 nights. It's a great deal faster than a carriage. And surely the roads will be safer at that kind of speed. Body good! Now, cinch those breeches, chaps. Full steam ahead to Martyria Old Castle Town.
This is amazing.
This is amazing.
About gauntlet runners, but even I can tell this is a hell of a craft. I can hardly believe she's ours to drive.
I love how excited he is about this. He's literally like a kid in a candy shop. He's like, oh my god, this is amazing.
You're telling me that? Feels like ages since I've been out on the open road. This girl's been waiting long enough for her time to shine.
So this is what you used to talk with the driver. Convenient, that. Look, old fellow, are you really on our side? You realize we don't have funds to pay you.
Money?
Money?
I'm not in this for the money, boy. What I want is a little gusto. What do you think, lad? Isn't this a rush?
It is at that. Like riding the wind.
That's the ticket. It's been so long since I've had a good chin wag.
Brilliant, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You've a good head on your shoulders, boy. Yes, I can tell you're a sharp one. Where to, ladies? The world is our shellfish.
You certainly are a different person behind the wheel.
Hey, Hulkenberg! Can we get an explanation yet?
That man is Eurus. An Ishkia, if 'twas not obvious from the wings. And despite everything,
Everything.
he was heir to a noble house and personal machinist for the royal family.
What?
He's a master engineer, of course, positively peerless. But as you can see, the runners get him a bit excitable.
Noble District Underhall. Ah, flashback.
Eurus? Are you there? I'm coming in. Even amidst all this commotion in town, I find you buried in your work.
Too much to do.
As always. To business then. I must ask a favor. Would you be able to ready a carriage for me?
No new commissions. No time for them. Ask another right.
It is not
Ask
a new
another
one I
right.
require. Before His Highness disappeared, did you not accept a contract to build him a custom carriage? Without a formal owner, I reasoned that it must now lie unused. I was hoping I might borrow it a short while.
But pish and tosh, woman. She is for royal use and naught else.
'Tis an unreasonable request, I know. But I'd not be asking without a grave need. Might I at least see it?
I mean, well,
'Twas specially made for His Highness, yes? Not a work you'd have sold off. Where lies it now?
I've deadlines to meet, dash it. Off with you now. Leave me be.
You've been acting stranger than usual. What ails you?
Whoa!
Good God.
Good God. Hello. Ooh. I like that color. I hope... Man, there probably isn't, but it'd be nice if we could, like, design this differently and customize it.
For His Highness the Prince? Even knowing His Highness was gone, still you toiled away. Oh, Eurus, you are an inspiration. Such nobility of purpose.
Yes. Right.
However, for a craft meant for the royal family, it is rather excessive, isn't it? Did you really build this vehicle exactly to their orders? You cannot mean...
Well, at first, certainly. I followed the blueprints exactly. But then His Highness died, and... well, I couldn't just let the old girl waste away. A masterpiece like her? Collecting dust in storage? No! Unacceptable! Unthinkable! I'm working toward a dream. And this poor old girl is going to help me see it through. And then, finally...
You imbecile! A lowly, brazen court engineer, butchering His Highness's inheritance for a hobby! For this mania! You embezzled the royal treasury and disrespected his legacy! Treason!
Mercy, please!
I love Hulkenberg, man!
Lady, but leave the Balliol runner alone!
Look, this runner...
Tis
fully operational now, is it? Then I suggest you cooperate. For both our sakes. Finish your tinkering by tomorrow and bring it to the Grand Cathedral as soon as you can.
Eh? What's all this now? You play the proud soldier at me and then pluck it for your own schemes?
'Tis no scheme. I would use it for His Highness's sake.
For His Highness, eh? Hold a tick. Haven't you been looking for him? Wandering across God knows where last I heard? So if you're back now and now you want a gauntlet runner for His Highness? Is His Highness still alive? That's it! I've got you, haven't I?
'Twas His Highness who gave you refuge while you were only a heretical scholar condemned by the Sanctists. The time has come to repay His mercy.
Understood.
Is that enough? Can this old duck really handle an undercover operation?
I know what you're thinking, but 'tis at least true that he feels an undying debt of gratitude to the royal family.
Pish and tosh, boy.
Pish and posh.
Little Faye.
Tosh.
Not to brag, but this old duck's craft might be the fastest gauntlet runner in the kingdom. Why, probably the world.
I think. Maybe.
How encouraging.
All I want is to push this runner as far and as fast as she can go. Show her off to the world. And you? Well, I presume you'd rather work together than have to walk, eh?
I don't know about this, but I guess we'll just have to trust him. What do you think?
If we die, we died. I think we can count on him.
We can count on him.
If he dies, he dies.
We'll deal with it if we have to.
Either way, he knows the prince is alive, so we can't just leave him to his own devices. We're all in the same boat. Or runner, I guess.
You lot can handle the fighting, and I'll handle all the driving and grease work. Just make sure you've got a proper plan for all this mess now.
This guy's got no filter. But he has a point. We do need to talk strategy.
So, summing up. Our first trial is to slay a monster. We take its head as proof, then get it to the goal line before the deadline. The bigger the head, the better. Our destination is Port Brylehaven, the capital of the Western Principality of Oceania. It'd be a trek on foot, but this gauntlet runner should make it a snap.
So getting the bounty's head is our next move. And our target is a nefarious criminal who's been kidnapping and selling off children. Right?
A criminal? Did the task not specify a monster's head?
Don't worry, all part of the plan.
Exactly.
We don't need to win this thing. We just need to get Luis's attention. Everyone's going to show up with monster heads, and we shake things up with a felon. A knight-turned-kidnapper at that.
Exactly.
Shows them we're there for justice.
Exactly. Everyone's going for a monster, but we show up showing that, hey, we took care of this kidnapper who was plaguing the capital, who was stealing children, showing that we actually care about the people instead, and it'll definitely get more of an attention as well for the people, so it'll definitely boost up our chances.
But to deliberately violate the rules, we risk being disqualified.
I mean,
entirely.
will it count as
Then
disqualification?
again, 'tis just as likely to win the people's attention and thereby Luis's. I do understand the intent. What do you think of this plan?
It's perfect.
I think it's a perfect idea. Makes sense, doesn't it? The bounty's Heisme, an ex-knight. I realize that's a little close to home, Hulkenberg, so if you'd rather hang back...
No. His title is precisely why I cannot let his atrocities stand. And yet, 'tis strange indeed that we are hunting a mere man when the trial demands a monster. Then again,
fair, I
our
don't think they
true
said we'd
aim
be
is
disqualified,
beyond the
but we'll
ambitions
see.
of any other aspirant. Our fate rests in this plan of yours, Stroll.
Thank you. I'll try to ensure your trust isn't misplaced.
Righto. Then our course is set. Feel free to use anything in the gauntlet runner. Even got a bathing room if you could use a wash.
Good to know. We can always look around more thoroughly later.
Yes. You needn't tire yourself out before we arrive.
Well, I'm a tinkerer and not much else. All my fighting happens in the old workshop. But I'll take you wherever you're going for your sake and mine. After all, the wilds out there are no berry picnic. Oh no. It's a den of wild beasts and savage scoundrels, and we'll not get past it without days on the road together. So, if you need anything besides a steady hand on the wheel, give me a hoot. Bound to find me in the cockpit or the engine room.
He's certainly an eccentric, but he doesn't seem like a bad person. We'll get used to him, I suppose.
Ooh, this music! The Gauntlet Runner has various areas for different activities such as the strategy room, the laundry, and the kitchen. You can also visit Academia by finding more and interacting with him. Let's visit the engine room first. Take your time and have a look around on your way there.
Oh, yeah?
I've never been in a Gauntlet Runner. Kinda want to see what the engine room's like.
Alright then.
I was about to say, do I get a room? Or not a room, but like, do I get a map? Let's make a smooth ride, at least. And eccentrics aside, he's certainly earned the title as Count Engineer. That said, I'm more concerned with its unseen workings. I do hope he hasn't made any dubious additions. There's a map showing the area surrounding our destination, Martyria.
Let's see.
I wonder where we're at right now.
Which one? Okay. That's where you want to go.
Courage can't begin to compete with the Gauntlet Runner's speed. I suppose they've earned their reputation. That I'm in constant fear of losing my lunch is far from ideal, but once I'm used to it, I'm sure the journey will be pleasant. Alright, out of pure curiosity, let's see our popularity rating. I mean, we're just below, a little bit under. Like, do we want our ranking to be low or high? I'm assuming we want it to be low, as in like 1 or whatever. With the power of the archetypes, I can hear the voices of past your souls. As of yet, thou art but a fledgling who hath taken a mere single step. In the times to come, we shall judge if thou art worthy vessel for our power. To become the true king of this land, thou must, on the course of the journey, amidst the souls of many heroes and display tremendous royal virtues. Remember, you're only in the rank to be the king for the sake of the mission. There's no telling how many formidable foes stand between us and Luis. Okay, so... Ooh, what was that? A washroom. Wow, so this room's made for bathing? Can we really just hop in mid-ride and take a real bath? Well, that I could get used to. I call first dibs. What? Were you just going to straight up and strip nude? Where do you think you are? Unacceptable. Really? It's a bathing room. Yep, I mentioned no running water yet. Working on it. What? Unacceptable. Oh my god. Oh my god. This guy's definitely going to be a follower at some point. I cannot fucking wait to like know what archetype we get from him. Not now. There's more pressing matters at hand. I can't use the toilet? What the fuck? Battery. There's some oregano, sugar, and briny salt. Wonder who brought them here. You use these for cooking. Well. We found some good goodies in the pantry. Okay. To the engine room. That's where we gotta go. But I do want to check. Whoa, our beds are interesting. These are beds. They seem pretty small. I'm pretty sure that little mouse guy does become a party member. It's Nura's personal collection of books. They're too technical for me to understand. There's a lot of books lined up. I was not looking at the books. I was looking at the portholes or whatever you want to call them. The back deck. Oh my god. Cloth-covered barrel. Beneath the cloth, there seems to be a big barrel. I wonder what it's used for. It's used to hinder people chasing after us. So I don't know. There's definitely going to be something at some point here.
I wonder.
Seems like we really have to inspect the inside closely. Definitely love this, though. This is awesome. All right, we got our beds. We got the ladder. We got the pantry. We got this for the deck. Back to the strategy room. I mean, I guess I can somewhat understand, but they should allow me to run around here. Hey, there he is. Right there. Hello. Speaking of which, there's the Gauntlet Runner, Milo. Milo Muras, an Ishikai candidate participating in the tournament. A princely man claiming to be an illegitimate son of the Montario royal family. He pledges to adopt the caste system based on beauty, with himself, the most beautiful of all, bestowing grace and honor upon the country of its king as its king. His suave looks and mannerisms have earned him a devout following. Each time he smiles from the stage on his Gauntlet Runner, the Palace of Beauty Heidelberg, shrill screams can be heard from the crowd. Lovely. Barden. This Barden, a strapping Razant warrior serving as captain of the Grand Guard Corps in Martria. A man of integrity, his careful and fair judgment is to be trusted. He's treated as right-hand man to the Lady of Martiri. He traveled a great distance to Grand Trod to post a ban for the criminal responsible for an unsolved series of kidnappings plaguing Martria. I hope he's not the one. It could be a twist and he is actually the kidnapper, but maybe not. Batlin. Albius Batlin, a Cleamer man who works as a crier for the Crown Theocracy. Most criers prefer rhetoric that venerates and strengthens the authority of sancticism and the royal family. But Baltum is the opposite, prioritizing the provocations of the people and as though commentating on a sport. Though highly admired amongst the town people, he drew the ire of the Crown Theocracy for his roguish methods. However, when the royal magic made what amounted to one's popularity the sole factor in succession, the Crown Theocracy pivoted, suddenly assigning Baltern the monumental responsibility of handling sancticism's public relations as the tournament's official crier. It is actually kind of funny how he did kind of like get that position, you know? And straight up, they straight up explained why he did. They did not like him, but since he became so popular, and that's kind of like what this whole thing is about, they're like, oh, yeah, no, you keep doing you, honey boo-boo child. Ishaki Tribe. A tribe recognized by their avian wings as well as their almond eyes and long eyelashes. Though the fewest in numbers of the 8 tribes, they have a reputation for the intelligence, giving them a strong presence in bigger cities. Many find higher status in intellectual labor, such as scholars and sanctors and the like, making it uncommon for isekai to be wealthy. Due to the part of the regal stature, the isekai are commonly admired. However, the act of speaking down on others has been ingrained in their nature for some, making it just as common for them to be resented. Incidentally, their avian-like wings are purely cosmetic. Though they are able to move them to a small degree, they have no structure. They're actually just clusters of feathers. Those who aren't fond of the isekai latch onto their deficiencies of flight to ridicule them. So they can't fly at all. Okay, so out of all the tribes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got 7. We need 2 tribes left. I have no idea what the 2 tribes are, but I'm curious. Nurius. Nurius Crocs. A genius engineer in the Isekai tribe, he can single-handedly manage all things Gauntlet Runners, from planning to maintenance to piloting, and was contracted to build the Prince's Gauntlet Runners before the prince vanished. He comes from a noble, highly respected family with a stately mansion in Grand Trod, but as he shows absolutely no interest in social status or family prestige, is dismissed by his family as an unmanageable oddball. Despite his pedigree, his appointment to build the Prince's Runner was solely based on merit, not his social standing. Since then, Nurius has retained a strong sense of gratitude towards the royal family. Unfortunately, as both the prince and king met successfully suspicious ends, Nurius was unable to repay their favor, which burned him greatly, at least for now. Godot. Obvious Godot, a muscular, bald-headed Razant warrior who serves as both captain of the monk army, the enforcement arm of the Crown Theocracy, and Fordian's primary bodyguard. He assumed the role of captain after his predecessor lost his life during the succession of the Mage Academy Montario. He specializes in a unique fighting style that combines magic, staff, and spear techniques passed down through generations of warrior monks. And he's basically in here to, like, if he does end up winning, he will give the throne to what's his name. That's probably a lot, like, to Forden. That's probably, like, what a lot of the people who are working for the church are. So it's like, oh, it's more so in their favor type thing. Goldell. Adius Goldell, a young Brazilian warrior who serves Luis in his lower rungs. Keeping his dog at his side, even in battle, he's earned the title the Black Hound, out of both fear and ridicule. Because Luis did not formally enter the tournament for the throne, Goldell entered of his own volition to secure Luis's following and act as a proxy for their support. He hopes that if he can make a name for himself in the tournament, Luis will acknowledge him. Oh, so he's basically doing that on his own merit. He's not straight up... I feel like it's basically the same thing as what that Godot guy is doing, is that he's entering to, like, if he does win, he just give it to Luis. Fairies' lives. Fairies do not have a fixed lifespan. It is determined by their strength of will to accomplish something, such as a goal or mission, and as such, fairies can live over 100 years. Conversely, a loss of motivation can cause even young fairies to enter a lethargic, not unlike sleep, and they eventually fade away. The longer a fairy lives with intent and purpose, the more prominent their intelligence and self-awareness becomes. This chance can lead to personality gaps as large as those between an adult and child, occurring over a relatively short span of time. Interesting. The Royal Magic Protection. Yeah, they're talking about the protection thing. The curse formula. Yep, that's talking about the curse that's on the prince. History. What's on the history here? Martina. Okay. Principle of Orchinana. Shut up, Siri. I did not say your name. I don't know how you started acting up. Tournament of the Throne. Expedition of the Brave. Okay. Head back inside and continue looking through this place for a little bit longer. Alright, so there's that. Was there anything else for us to, like, can we climb these stairs here? Cockpit appears to be above here. Mind the rope, lad. Won't want you going overboard. Probably should stay away for now. Door must lead to the end of the gauntlet runner. It's locked tightly to prevent accidental entry. It's the back deck. Let's go down. There's... Hello. Washing machine. A machine that does laundry handmade by Nuris. Seems there's nothing in it at the moment. We did say there was no running water, so there's more. Maybe not now. Way to clean up. Maybe stuff in here will help us increase our stuff better than the stuff in town would have done.
Now, where was I?
Honestly, let me look at some of these. Oh, well, that's a new archetype. Maybe might I ask for you a demonstration?
I've been waiting.
I need to get a warrior to rank 20 there. What's the details? Round slash. Okay. Slash dodge. Increase evasions. Deals melee physical slash to all enemies. Heavy physical slash to all enemies. Damn, okay. Definitely weak to wind, but more. Okay. Alrighty. Stroll as a merchant can get another one of these things. So how about I give him his ice?
Here's
give
the
him
ace
ice
up
as
my
well.
sleeve.
Hulkenberg, what do you currently have? You have healing, which is not bad. Yeah, that's probably fine for now. Clyde as a brawler has healing too. Eventually, her as a healer will learn heal. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I probably don't want to actually give you anything that's magic related. I want to give you like a nice result, like this shit down here. Besides, you know, magic front, like Noble Resolve or Knight's Proclamation, or like Terrakaja, like stuff like that. That makes more sense. But no, going up here. Let's see here. The thief? He could be the thief. I don't think I'm 100% certain that that lady who's son at the opening ceremonies, she's going to join us, and she's going to be the masked dancer. Summoner? Nope, he's not going to be summoner. Berserker? No. I feel like that mouse dude will probably be... He could be the gunner. Our running guy. Our gauntlet runner, which is, funny enough, he could be the gunner. Or it could be the mouse guy could be the gunner too. The faker. The merchant. Wait, no. The commander. I was about to say, wait a minute, we already have the merchant. So, I don't know. This definitely could be one of those things. Alright, down we go.
Oh, you'll come again.
Okay. Alright, let's see what happens when we walk in here. That's a heart.
Miss?
I wonder what makes this thing run. Hello? First time on a gauntlet runner, eh? Whoa, that scared me. Looks like the pipe's in here too. Call the runner phone. There's one in every room. Now, I believe I heard you speculating on the old girl's inner workings. Gauntlet runners use Magala crystals as fuel to run, you see. Used to be you'd take your life in your hands when you travel the wilds. Then, thanks to the kingdom's greatest minds, the Gauntlet Runner was born. The runner's actual legs are based on a colossal beast, made for zero momentum loss, even on the roughest terrain. Among other things, I've modified this craft with a bit more zip and speed. Another step closer to my dream. What dream? Long story, my girl. Best told to a captive audience with no plans for the next few days and nights. Never mind then. Maybe some other time. Anyway, still plenty about the old girls that's work in progress. But by the time I'm done, she'll have some new tricks. You just watch. It'll be sunset before long. Start thinking about bedding down for the night. Can't run in the dark, and the old girl needs her rest as much as we do. Oh. Gauntlet Runner activities. You will continue towards your destination while spending time on the Gauntlet Runner. Utilize its facilities to obtain items, raise abilities, or do other things that you wouldn't be able to do in town. Try using the kitchen, reading books at the bookshelf, or using the washing machine. More activities will become available over time. You can also spend time with your allies while traveling, which may help you improve your virtues. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. Hey, there we go. Now we can like increase our virtues. Let me check the map, see what's on the what. Oh, looks like there's like a thing right there, so let's head to the lounge. Oh, that's for reading, so it might be like maybe it's a specific one. Can rest in Gauntlet Runner, sleep in quarters. Time will pass, but your virtues won't improve at all. I have other things to do.
Speaking of...
Nurse said he had the kitchen up and running. If you're hungry, would you fancy a meal? I hardly consider myself a chef of any great skill, but Stroll said he wanted to try some of the recipes he learned at the Hush Honeybee. Oh, I didn't even come in here before. Food shelf? Stock with food supply for a long journey. I would prefer to cook it first before eating it. There's Stroll. Oh, are you sick, buddy? I feel drunk. You okay?
Sorry.
I'll survive. I can handle the swaying of a carriage, but it's another beast. Seems I'll need to learn to endure it. Have I said how much I love Stroll? I feel like I haven't said that enough. But alright guys, I feel like that's probably going to do it for this part of Let's Play Metaphor ReFantazio. In the next part, guys, we'll pick something to do. Maybe read a book, maybe do some cooking, maybe go to the washroom. Actually, I don't think we'll be able to do that because they said there's no water yet, but we'll figure something out. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. Guys, if you liked the video, please give that like button a click and comment down below what you liked about the video, didn't like about the video, and let me know, guys, what did you think of the Gauntlet Runner and now the start of the Tournament for the Throne, which I'm very excited for. We are getting into the crux of the game, but Luis not being a part of it, that's interesting. Although he still has a fair share of supporters, so I'm sure it's one of those things that's like, even though he didn't formally enter, he does have a proxy in a way with that one guy too. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I can't wait to see how this plays out. And I'm so curious if there is like multiple endings to this as well, or if as a whole it does not matter what our popularity is. We just only care about getting Luis's attention. I don't know. It's a very curious thing, and I can't wait to, see what happens. And as always, guys, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a beat. And subscribe to my main channel too. That's in the description below. As well as follow me on Twitter. Both my main Twitter, the RBG King Kid Twitter, are in there too. Thank you all so much for watching once again. And I'll see you all next time.